Welcome back to another episode of Real Aussie Adventures. I've been up in the rooftop tent for at least 11 hours at this point. Kind of crazy. But yes, today is a new day. We're going to continue to explore West MacDonnell National Park. And that'll be it. Not sure where we're going to end up sleeping tonight. But I know that today will be a good day. And for breakfast, I'm going to have an apple. Today we'll look at Ormiston Gorge. And we did Glen Helen Gorge yesterday. So Ormiston, the Ochre Pits, probably Serpentine Gorge, and the Chalet Dam. The time is 8:15. We have just made it into Ormiston Gorge and we're just having a little look around before going off for, I guess, our wander, because I think there's a walk here. We've done it. My jumper, so I'm a little bit cold, but I know I'll warm up soon enough. And I've got water and I've got snacks in my pocket as well. Also put on some sunscreen. So we're ready for our good old trek. Yes, it's a lovely day. Should be good once we get in with the views. And once the sun hits us as well, because it's a little on the cooler side for me. It to the lookout. I honestly thought that we would never make it because on the map it looked a whole lot closer than it actually was. This is the view that we've got from up here. Sensational. And then that right there, that little track, that's where we'll be going. But for now, we'll sit down and congratulate our achievements so far with a snack. A ranger guided walk that was coming up to the lookout with us, I guess. They stopped a good maybe 20 metres away from us. And then just as we were walking off, I heard him begin by saying, "Oh, you know, this is where the pound gets its name." Because behind us, well, not behind me, but behind him, there's just stone of the mountains, and he said a pound in original English is a stone pen to hold animals, and it totally makes sense now why this is called the Pound, Ormiston Pound Walk. But yes, that was interesting, a little bit of tidbits that you pick up along the way. You can now see why they call it a pound. Look at all the walls everywhere. Well, this is a first. An undefined walk. The rest of the walk was really well signposted, so I'm curious as to why this one isn't. Thankfully, I will just follow the footsteps of many others who've been on this walk. There are zebra finches in this tree. Off they fly. But yeah, I'll just follow this and hopefully get back to the car park in 2.3 kilometres. Alright, we've not even walked 500 metres. They're lying. There's a sign right there and a sign over there. there. What do you mean it's unmarked? It's definitely marked. At least those two have marks. I'm standing right now. I would be fully submerged underwater when this is full. It's crazy. Also, I take back my stance on there are trail markers. There are very definitely not any more trail markers. I've got no idea where I'm going. I do actually. But yeah, I did trip over a rock and have sprained my ankle though, so that sucks. Oh well, I'm just walking it off because we never really travel fully prepared with first aid kits. But I don't think it's that bad. It sort of stopped hurting a little bit now. So it's probably just one I can walk off. But yeah, that was fun. Yep. We've got a cross in the road, so we could either carry on and finish off our loop or join on and do the ghost gum, which is what we're going to do. Also, as for my sprained ankle, it was just one where I could just kind of walk it off. It's a little stiff now, but not quite as bad as it felt. Saw the lookout, and now we are on our way back to civilization. Around a bit of a roundabout way, but we're down there. We're almost there. It's crazy to think that we walked pretty much all the way around one of those big formations, all the way over down there. You can kind of see the path we took over there. It's crazy. We did it! Woohoo! In 3 hours?
Yep.
In 3 hours we did the Orniston Gorge Walk and the Ghost Gum Walk together because they joined up, as you saw. So I feel pretty proud. Don't know whether it will go for a swim because the water's stagnant. When it rains and it floods, the water through here is crystal clear, so that would definitely be a sight to see. Did it! We conquered Ormiston Gorge. I'm having snacky nibbles in the car, so some of the leftover chili cheese. Yes, that's from my birthday party. Rice crackers and delights. And now we are travelling onwards to the Ochre Pits. We've arrived at the Ochre Pits and we're going to go for a little wander over to see them and then come back again. Reading some of the information on the walls makes me feel really proud to be part of or to be on the land of some of the world's oldest, or the world's oldest living culture. How cool is that? Wow! Anyway, we're going to go for a walk, have a wander, have a look at it, have a good gaze, and then wander back and decide what we're going to do for the rest of the day. Whether we're going to keep walking or whether we will try and find a spot to roost for the night. It is only 1 o'clock though, so don't know. Something that's really interesting about this ochre pit here is that it's still in use today. And only men are allowed to harvest it. So this is a man-only space. So women of the local language group, Arente, they are not allowed, they're not permitted to come here. So yeah, that's really interesting. Only the men can come here, but of course, given I am not of the Arente people, I am fine to come here as a woman. But yes, that is really, really interesting and fun to know that it's still in use. Though my biggest question is, how on earth do they harvest it? One of the stops that we made, well, not really stops, but driving stops, was at the at a chalet that was built for tourism mainly, but it's gone, and I'm assuming where my car stands right now is where the chalet was once built, but I'm not sure. Do not know. We made it to the locked gate, which is where our next walk of the day is, which is to the Serpentine Chalet Dam. So that spot where I parked my car before, that all the way up here there was a dam made to service the chalet with running water. And apparently the dam still stands, but the chalet does not. Which is a bit of a shame, because it's always nice seeing little tidbits of history and everything. But yes, this is our walk. It's 1.2 k's one way. But yeah, should be a good wander. We just about made it to the dam. There it is over there. We're going to go up and investigate to see if there's any water inside. And then we'll turn around, come back the way we came. Right the way back to the car. On our wander, we happen to see there's a little shelter with some of the Larapinta trail walkers. Absolutely mad people. Attempting a 22 kilometre, I think it's 22 k's, it's not that long. But doing that kind of walk, good on them. Good on them. Maybe someday I'll do something like that. But for now, no. Is it?
Yeah.
How big is it?
Well, Larapinta 9 was 23 k's by itself.
Oh.
That was Larapinta 8.
Oh. Right. Well, there we go. So it's sort of 20 kilometres between sections. So yeah, they're absolutely mad. We are nearly back at the car. Hooray! I can spy it just on the horizon there. And then I can get back in the car and get away from some of these murderous flies. Yes, I was wearing my fly net just before. When I got out the car, they weren't so bad, so I didn't think they'd be that bad. But I was kind of wrong. I mean, they're not super attacking me now. So if I pull out my phone to take a video and they're like, oh no, we'll leave her alone for the 30 seconds she needs. Arrived at Serpentine Gorge, and now we're going to go for a wander. We just finished up at the actual waterhole part of the Serpentine Gorge walk. It wasn't as impressive as some of the no swimming locations. I'm thinking it's been particularly dry in this region of the world because there are big signs up in places saying fish die. And then you literally see like a mass of dead fish on the bank, probably because I'm assuming low oxygen content in the water, and there's quite a lot of algal growth which would take away any available oxygen, and because the water's mostly stagnant, it doesn't get aerated. But yes, we did take some pictures, and yeah, now we're onwards and upwards to the lookout. I'm hoping that it's not quite, you know, all the way up. I don't really feel like climbing too high at the moment. I've done a lot of walking today. Wonder how many Ks I've actually covered on foot. It's probably comparable to the amount of Ks I've covered in the car. We made it to the lookout that parallels itself with the Kings Canyon Gorge rim climb, but just not quite as bad. This though is what we've got to see. Whew. Termites here, you can see their mounds just high up on those hills over there. Just there. Right there. It's really cool what actually lives here, and you don't know about it unless someone tells you or it's signposted. It's crazy. I honestly wouldn't have thought termites to be right up over there, but they are. We made it to the Ellery waterhole.
Ellery Creek Big Hole.
Oh, Big Hole, sorry. And yeah, we're not going to attempt the 1.5 hour walk today. We may do tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how we feel. But this is the landscape. You can already see the water. It's just not that far away. Don't know if we're going to go for a swim. We'll see when we touch the water. I was not brave enough to conquer the water. I put my hands in. Can't feel my hands now. But now we are wandering back to the car and then onwards to our rest stop. Again, another free spot. So life is good. Well, we made it to our camp for tonight, which is another lookout. And today we basically got pick of the pasture. There's only one other person with, I think, a second person. Well, only one other person with a second one joining us. So we're one of 3 now. It's on the motorbike, but now I'm just going to set up part of the rooftop tent. So I ended up cutting that little section short. I put it all together because the motorbikers, he actually came over and asked for some directional help, and then asked if we had signal, to which I said yes I do. And then the guy just like zoomed off and went, I don't know. But I think they're going to stay here for the night. They seem to be doing that sort of dog circling thing. When dogs realise that they've found a good spot to lay in a bed, they just kind of go around and around and then stop. Which is what I think they might be doing now. I don't know. He forgot where he left his car, we think. Or he's looking for cars. I don't know. Settled into our camp spot for the night. We're using the back of my car as a bit of a windbreak, but of course the wind has just decided to change directions, which is good for when I cook, but instead we've been enjoying cheeky beveraginos, and I've been writing our shopping list for when we get into Alice Springs, perhaps. No fruit this time. I looked at the border though for Queensland to Northern Territory to Queensland, and it doesn't seem super strict. It just kind of says no bananas, no cucumbers, no like wet fruit. But but otherwise it doesn't seem to say no apples or anything. But I'm going to steer clear on the safe side and not have, or attempt not to have as much fresh produce like that as I possibly can, just to be on the safe side. Yeah. We are inside of the rooftop tent, munching on a great deal of sneaky snacks, while I sit here and edit a video. Hopefully, be able to get it finished. No guarantees though. I need someone to send me some files. So, we'll see. Otherwise, that's what the evening's gonna look like.